Hello viewers, I have a pleasure of setting up Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 blood pressure monitoring among other health functions. So recalibrating the blood pressure monitoring by measuring on the watch and Omron blood pressure monitor to input into the Samsung Health Monitor app on the phone. And so taking the first reading, you require like 3 readings before the watch will be able to independently measure blood pressure. And again, this is one of the key features of Samsung Galaxy Watch that is really amazing. And you can do this on almost all the versions of the watch, I think from the Galaxy Watch 3 or Watch 4 as far as I can remember. So Watch 4 up to the 9, Watch 9, and even the Watch Ultra 2, you can do it on all those watches. So I've entered one of the readings. Let's say we go for another reading, so 119.75 on the monitor, and it wasn't too far off on the watch in the first place, and enter it into Samsung Health Monitor app in the first place. So let's go for another reading. So we turn on the watch before the Omron, because always one tend to come before the other. Cannot get it to be coming on around the same time for some reason. So let's see. And again, this watch, once you calibrate with the blood pressure monitor, then you can measure it on the watch going forward without any hassle. So yeah, that will be done anytime soon. Yeah, so we enter that reading. No, I think the monitor is still measuring, so we need to wait for the monitor to measure and enter the monitor's reading. Yeah, it's done now. So 113.69. So we enter that, and I think that's the last reading we had to enter. So we need 3 readings. Once you have 3 readings, then you'll be able to measure independently with the watch without any issues. So now let's do a few measurements to confirm what's on the watch and what's on the blood pressure monitor to see whether they are accurate and we're getting it close. Yeah, so we let the watch start a bit, and then we turn on the blood pressure monitor just so we can be getting the results around the same time. Or we can just measure with the watch in this instance to see where we land with the reading. And then maybe going forward we do a combination of the watch and the monitor. So you see that's not too far off compared to what we had on the blood pressure monitor before. Okay, so yeah, we have our readings now, which is similar, so the watch can do this independently, but it will be just good to validate with the blood pressure monitor whether we're getting anything close to what the watch is producing around the same time. So our expectation is to have these readings delivered around the same time, but it's always very hard to achieve that because one always comes first before the other, and the timing is always tricky. Yeah, with a new processor in the watch, you can expect these kind of measurements to be smooth than before, because I think earlier watches, there are moments where the blood pressure reading will not read, like you can get the reading coming out because something is not working properly. But here you are, yeah, so 120.73 against 116.74. So yeah, not too far off. So as you can imagine, you always have to use this watch as a guide, more or less. Don't expect it to be as accurate all the time as the monitor, but the monitor is proven and it has the curve and everything, to the mechanics of taking the blood pressure is more reliable on the blood pressure monitor. But don't forget the watch is not too far off either. So yeah, and I think the watch deliver more flexibility or more flexible use cases than the blood pressure monitor. You always on the go, you can take your blood pressure readings without any issues, whereas with a monitor you have to be seated and you have to be in a place where you can carry the big monitor. So you can see how sleek this watch can be when you need your reading, and you can do that wherever you find yourself. So that is really appreciated from Samsung developing this product and enhancing it year in, year out to the point where it is really mature from what I can see, and from the experience of measuring the blood pressure. I can see this particular watch, there's been, like, you can't miss a beat. It takes the reading once you ask it to take. Earlier versions, there are moments you ask for the reading and it goes round and round and round and you don't get your reading. So this is really an advancement in the software within the watch. Yeah, so I think we can see that all the readings we are getting are very close to each other. So the watch is calibrated and everything is working as expected. So we shouldn't have any issues taking our blood pressure monitoring going forward. Another thing we can do is ECG, and with ECG we just have to measure and put our hand on the power button and just hold it for a while whilst the readings are taken, and at the end of the count it will give you the verdict whether it's a sinus rhythm where everything is okay, or if it where there are issues you need to speak to the experts to address. So that's good. I mean, it tells you as it is, and again you need to take measurement from the watch with a pinch of salt. But if everything is fine, I think everything is fine. So sinus rhythm is what you want at the end of the day, and that's the measurement we got with this measurement we just took. You can also do other things with the watch, and this year's watch come with this vital stats where it measures all your exercises, sleep, and cardio load, and it's able to give you that perspective on where your vitals are out of range. So normally, if for instance your skin temperature whilst you slept was out of range, it will be highlighted there, or HRV, your heart rate variation is out of the norm, it will highlight it in the vital section, so you know what's wrong and you can follow up, do a few exercises to ensure you enhance the stats in future readings. So the watch is overall really good, packed with functions that everyone would like, and I think it's a handy companion to have for everything related to your health. So we can take the measurement on body mass index, and again, that one you have to put your two hands on the side buttons and stretch your hands out a little bit, and it starts reading, as you can see on the watch. And when it's done, it gives you a breakdown of your body composition, so the fat mass, various body analysis, and it gives you the BMI. I think Samsung did a great job with this watch, and I have no qualms recommending this watch to anyone. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe notification so you don't miss the next one.